Hi.
Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are so glad to be with you. It's Brian Davis and Deni here from Spark Rental.
Hey, everyone.
And last week, I sat down with Adrian Smood and we had a really interesting conversation about investing in standalone mobile homes, buying plots of land with a mobile home already on it, as opposed
I have
to
never ever thought of that as like an investment. That was really interesting.
Yeah, no, me neither. I mean, the typical way that people invest in mobile homes is either buying an entire park or buying individual mobile homes with the plan of moving them around, like just buying the structure itself and then
Right.
moving it to a plot. But Adrian buys the plots with the mobile home already established on it and renovates them and gets a great yield on those. So it was a really fascinating episode about a niche in real estate investing that most people don't consider. Now, this week, we're totally switching gears. We are talking about quitclaim deeds and how to use those as a real estate investor. This is one of those things that, it's not like advanced or complicated, but a lot of people haven't heard about quitclaim deeds. Easy for me to
Nor
say.
can they say them.
Yeah, right. And they don't know what they are. They feel intimidated by them. So we're going to, demystify the quitclaim deed today. And so that you have this in your toolkit as a real estate investor, because it's one more tool that you should have available to you. So as you guys join us, let us know where you're tuning in from. We always love to hear from you guys. Keep the show interactive. Throw your questions at us whenever you feel inspired. And on that note, Deni, let's dive right in. What is a quitclaim deed?
It's actually an easy way to do a property transfer without going through, title insurance and all of that stuff. So if you want to, transfer it to a kid or any of those other things, and it's without being sold, actually. So it's the good, it's being transferred for free. And basically, it's a form you fill out, you get it notarized, and that's it. It's
So it's a deed. It's a
Mhm.
legal way for a property owner to deed their property to someone else.
Or
And
yeah, another name or yes.
yeah, and the expression quit claim, the deed is exactly what it sounds like. The owner is quitting their claims to the property and transferring that legal ownership, that legal claim to the property to someone else.
And there's no warranties to this or anything. So you have to kind of be very careful with them.
Right. So, there, like Denny mentioned, there's not necessarily any title check. There could be clouds on the title, whether
Hmm.
that be liens or judgments or, any other impediments to the title. There could be, what are they? Not encroachments, but
Lien.
yeah, there could be all kinds of things on the title. None of that matters for quitclaim deeds. It's literally just the owner transferring their ownership interest in the property to someone else
Right.
for usually for zero consideration, for no amount. So these are useful to real estate investors in several ways. I've used these before to transfer my property to an LLC name.
Hmm.
I bought a property under my personal name one time, and then decided to move it to an LLC, and so I just quitclaim deeded the property to myself, or to the LLC, and problem solved.
Right.
Now you do have to pay transfer taxes when you record the deed in your local courthouse. But that's really the only expense is the recordation fees and transfer taxes, which are usually on the low side for in most counties.
Right.
So how else, Denny, do real estate investors use quitclaim deeds?
Well, just to get into it just a little bit quickly, senior citizens or parents can transfer or add children to a deed for a property. Adding can be very advantageous if you're older and something happens to you.
For
You
estate
have
planning purposes, you
right.
mean?
Hmm. And then for senior citizens, there's that 5-year rule where if, God forbid, eventually nursing care is needed, they look back 5 years at all your assets. So a lot of people, what they'll do when they're getting older is
You mean to
um,
see if you qualify for federal subsidies or government
exactly,
subsidies? Yeah.
exactly. Um, I'm actually kind of going through this now with somebody, and it's quite interesting. And they do, the whatever assets you have, and a house is your biggest asset, they take that into consideration. And nursing care is expensive.
That's for sure. That is for sure. And by the way, it's worth mentioning here that you don't have to have 100% ownership in the property to quit claim deed your ownership interest. You know, you could, Denny, if you and I owned a property together 50-50, I could quit claim my 50% ownership to you.
Right.
Um, yeah, if you were buying me out, for example, that would be a really easy way for us to do it. You write me a check, I quit claim deed my ownership interest over to you.
Hmm.
You know, problem solved, all done.
Or adding children. You can add children. You can stay on, but if you have, whether it's asset planning or whatever reason, you want to add a child, you can do that too.
Right. So you can transfer a percentage of your ownership as well, and you remain on the deed. So if you own 100% of the property, then you could quit claim 50% of that ownership to your child, for example. So
Right.
you add them to the deed.
And then another thing people do is um, they kind of look for properties that have these quick claims, and it's not very easy to do it. And I haven't heard anybody who actually has done this, but because people do this when they're older, for asset protection, people will sometimes figure, that they can go in and purchase the property fairly cheaply because it could be part of an estate at that point. Um, s- I don't know. It looked like a lot of work to me, and quick claims aren't always part of public records. Like right now on the internet, you can get information galore, but for whatever reason, quick claims aren't always that easy to find. So,
You mean trying to filter land records by quitclaim deed? Yeah.
right.
So quitclaim deeds are always recorded on public record, but you can't necessarily filter out a county's public records by which ones have been recorded by a quitclaim deed versus a more traditional deed. Um, so if you are looking to find cheap deals as an investor and want to reach out to every property owner in the county whose deed was recorded as a quitclaim deed,
Mhm.
you may have a hard time filtering those results to identify which properties transferred ownership last with a quitclaim deed versus
Right.
a traditional land deed. So Harry here asks, any disadvantages of quitclaim deeding to your own LLC later? I can think of one,
Yeah.
and then Denny, I'll hand it over to you. Um, so if you have a mortgage in your
Hmm.
personal name and you quit claim deed the property to an LLC, that technically triggers the due on sale clause in your mortgage contract with your lender. So technically, the lender can call your loan if they find out that you transferred ownership of the property away from your personal name into your LLC name. Um, and just because you transfer the ownership of the property to an LLC doesn't mean that you are no longer personally liable on that mortgage. With every LLC mortgage I've ever signed, the lender required a personal guarantee where I personally guaranteed that the loan would be paid back in full. And if the loan was not paid back in full, they could come after me for a deficiency judgment on any extra balance owed. Uh, so, yeah, it could trigger the due on sale clause if you have a mortgage loan in your personal name. Denny, what did you want to add onto that?
Just that we have to remember that these are easy to do, and so some of them, there's no warranties, there's no guarantees, and I think you have to keep that in mind. Just in the scheme of things, like how so many people will do these and not even do them correctly, or not file them, and so you think because you have one, all is well, and then you find out later, oops, you know what I mean. So you just got to be very careful, or maybe have an attorney do it for you, because you just want to make sure it's legit. And then the mortgage thing is real, although I don't think, as long as you're you know, paying your payments, they're going to really come after you. But you do have to be careful with that.
Yeah, my experience has been that mortgage lenders don't typically come after you for that sort of thing, but they can. Um, so the thing to understand about quitclaim deeds is that it's the least formal type of transferring ownership to someone else. So this is really something you do to transfer ownership to yourself, like to
Right.
an LLC, to a business partner that you trust implicitly, to a family member. It's not something you necessarily want to do with a stranger,
Mm-mm.
because if someone offers to quitclaim you a property in exchange for a large check or a large amount of money, you as the recipient don't get any protections or guarantees with a quitclaim deed. The property could come with all kinds of oh, sorry, how unprofessional.
How real in today's world.
Yeah, right. um, so yeah, the property could come with all kinds of liens and encumbrances and judgments, clouds on the title. So you really only want to do this with people you know well and trust implicitly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it has its place. Just be very careful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great for transferring ownership to yourself. It's great for deals within the family, transferring property within the family or among business partners who have known each other for a long time and trust each other. Um, Yeah, Deni, any other thoughts that you want to share about quitclaim deeds before we call this episode complete?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, it is used a lot in real estate investing for mostly asset protection. And, just beware, be careful.
Yeah, and by the way, you can find these templates online at places like LegalZoom, Law Depot, that sort of place. Uh, you feel free to reach out to me. If you email us at support@sparkrental.com. I have a Maryland version, which I mean, quitclaim deeds are so informal that there really isn't much difference among states
No.
with them. It's like a 1 or 2 page document. I mean, it's really quite simple and basic. So yeah, I'd be happy to email you a copy of a Word doc I have of an old quitclaim deed. Again, they're
And
super
then
informal.
you can contact your locality or your state to find out what the recording instructions are.
Yeah, yeah, but it's recorded like any other land deed at your local courthouse. So, all right. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. We will see you guys next
Oh,
Tuesday.
wait, we are having another contest.
Oh, that's right, a giveaway. I almost forgot. In
Yes,
fact, we should have led with that.
yeah, I guess so. But we are giving away another 6-month PropStream subscription.
Yeah, and
Or
those are
people
super
really like
valuable, by the
these.
way.
Yeah.
PropStream charges over $100 a month for their service. It's a great online software platform for real estate investors to find great deals on properties.
Yes.
These are distressed. It's a platform for finding distressed sellers or potentially distressed sellers, people in foreclosure, people in tax sale, people with judgments and liens, people going through divorces, all that sort of stuff. So these are the people that you want to hit up when your direct mail campaigns, right? As a real estate investor, to try to identify people who are looking to sell quickly for a reduced price. So PropStream is awesome. We use it ourselves. We're giving away a free 6-month subscription. Deni, how do people enter for the drawing for this?
If you're interested, reach out to support@sparkrental.com. I'm going to put it in the comments, or Tara@sparkrental.com, and she will reach out to you directly and let you know how to do it.
Yeah. The short version is anyone who leaves us a 5-star review on sitejabber.com qualifies for the drawing. We will be drawing the winner next Tuesday on our regular Facebook Live podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern. So get in those 5-star reviews. Make sure you shoot us an email after you do so that we have your contact information so that we can actually contact you to let you know that you won. And yeah, no, we'll be drawing that next week. You guys, seriously, the odds of winning this are really high because not that many people have historically entered these drawings. So, I mean, I think last time there were like 5 or 6 people total that entered. So, I mean, that's like a 20% odds of winning the contest. It's really high. So we'll be drawing that next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, have a great week and shoot us an email. Let us know what else you want to hear about in the future.
Yes.
Webinars, podcast episodes, blog articles. We do all that good stuff. And we always want to know what you want to learn more about. So
absolutely. I think next week we have a guest. So I think.
We'll
let you
things
know.
that we should know.
Yes. All right, have
guys.
a good day.
Talk to you soon.